Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Nigel MrSchroeter. I want to thank you all for tuning in to my channel once again. We love you all. We appreciate everybody who supports the channel. Today, we're here to talk to you guys about the new Navy Federal Cash Rewards Secured Card. All right, so as you guys may know, I was at one time known as the King of Navy Federal here on YouTube because I had all of the different hacks and ways, step-by-step methods and guides to help you be able to secure yourself any type of account you wanted to get with Navy Federal. And I help a vast amount of people in getting accounts, setting them up, getting their secured cards unsecured, using the secured loan hack, and just many other things to be able to help people get themselves to a better point financially. So yesterday I was actually having a phone call with a family member, and to not expose too much of their business, they were calling me and asking me about getting their secured card unsecured. And while we're in the midst of having a conversation, one of the things they brought up was that they got sent a cash rewards card a few months ago, and and they were confused because their card was not unsecured, but they received a cash rewards card. So, being that I kind of been off the scene for a little while, typically I would have a jump on those types of things and already be informed and know what's going on. I said, like I always tell anyone, if I don't know, I'm going to find out and get that information back to you. So this is my finding out and getting that information back to that person, as well as the other people that I'm sure are probably wondering what's going on or what happened if this happened to them, or I should say when this happened to them. So let's get right into it. The In Reward Secured card was actually discontinued back in April, on April 2nd of this year. So April 2nd, 2025. They discontinued the In Reward Secured card, which was the old school blue, the light blue Navy Federal card, right? So when they discontinued that card, which is the secured card that I started out with Navy Federal, they wanted to replace it with something else that would be more practical for the users of Navy Federal. And so they made a couple changes to their program, and they brought up the new Cash Reward Secured card. So the Cash Reward Secured card looks just like a regular green Cash Rewards card, which is cool because what they did was everybody who had the In Rewards card, they sent them out the new Cash Reward Secured card, which is the green card. I like that for one, just because when you have certain credit cards, people look at you a certain way compared to when you have other cards, right? So if people know credit cards and they see with a flagship card, they know that that card has to have at least a $5,000 limit. So when they see that, you get treated a little bit different. Just as well as if you have a Navy Federal card altogether, people look at you a certain way. But when it's a cash rewards card, now they're not able to make that distinction as to whether or not it's a secured card or regular card. So I do like that Navy Federal did that, because I feel like it brings that little bit more of kind of like a prestige to the card in a sense. The benefits of the card are pretty much the same. It's still, 1% cash back for every dollar spent. They did go to the cash system from the point system, which I personally like. I've always been a person I like spending cash. So, and with the cash back, you can always redeem whenever you want to. Versus points, you got to wait for them to build up to a certain level. You got to transfer points to cash, and it's not really confusing with Navy Federal, but with some card issuers, it can be extremely confusing to try and switch from points to cash and all that type of stuff. So, I just personally have always, liked the cash system better than the point system, but I deal in both. There's still no annual fee. There's still no foreign transaction fees, which I love. Because, like, a few years ago, I went to the Bahamas, and I used my Navy Federal cards while I was over there. Didn't have to pay any foreign transaction fees. They automatically convert currency for you and everything. So it just made life a lot more simpler. There are No balance transfer fees if you want to transfer balance over to the card. It does require a security deposit still if you're getting the secure version of the card, um, which I think is cool. That you're able to have up to a $5,000 limit with Navy Federal on a secured card. I've always, recommended that people go with the lower limit because when it unsecures, you're more likely to get it unsecured quicker the lower the limit. However, of course, it's your choice, and if you're someone who's looking for a larger trade line on a secured card, you can go up to $5,000 with this particular card. Um, and so, why is the card better now? I would say, of course, because it's the current product, so you can't go back to the old one even if you wanted to. Flexibility because you can spend the cash back whenever you want to. Like I said, you don't have to look for the point system. If you had points, they were actually transferred directly 1-to-1 for cash back. Um, and just the simplicity of it. Like I said, if you're a person who doesn't like dealing with points and all that stuff, now you don't have to even worry about it. Because before, like, if you had 500 points, that was $5. So it was kind of easy because it was 1 point to every cent. But now, you don't have to worry about that. If you've got $5, it's $5. So um, I like that. And I would just say if you're considering this card, it's a good card, especially for a secured card. The APR on it is 18% still, um, you know, which is, I won't say it's high, but it's also not low. For a secured card, it's kind of, um, I'll say it's low for a secured card, but just overall, like for a credit card, it's not necessarily low. But if you're paying the balance off every month, it won't make a difference. And you also have to remember that you have to be eligible for Navy Federal if you want to be able to get this card. So that's something that's still staying. It's just same. If you want this card, you do have to be eligible. And typically you have to have a military affiliation, rather you have a qualifying family member, you were in the military, or a household member. But with that being said, and as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you guys. We appreciate you for being a part of the family. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.